My English is very basic, not just a little weak, almost zero. I can understand a few simple words sometimes. But when it comes to speaking, I struggle a lot. When I try to speak in English, my mind goes blank. I know I have thoughts. I know I want to say something, but the words just don't come out. It feels like everything is stuck inside me. Sometimes I start a sentence, and then I stop in the middle, because I don't know what to say next. And that moment, it feels very uncomfortable. Honestly, I don't feel confident at all. Even simple sentences feel difficult. If someone suddenly talks to me in English, I get nervous, my heart beats faster, I start overthinking, and I feel pressure. In my mind, I keep thinking, what if I say something wrong? What if my grammar is wrong? What if they laugh? Because of these thoughts, I hesitate a lot, and because I hesitate, I don't speak, and because I don't speak, I don't improve. It becomes a cycle. Sometimes I feel stuck, like I am not moving forward. I see other people speaking English confidently, and I think, why can't I do this? Is something wrong with me? That feeling. It hurts. There are moments when I want to speak. I really want to join conversations, but I stop myself. I choose silence. Not because I have nothing to say, but because I don't know how to say it. And slowly, that silence becomes a habit. I also feel shy, even if I know a few words. I don't use them, because I feel people are judging me, even if no one is actually judging. My mind makes me believe they are, and that fear stops me again and again. Sometimes I even avoid situations where I might have to speak English. I avoid conversations. I avoid opportunities. Just because I am not confident. And deep inside, I know this is holding me back, not just in language, but in life. Because today, English is everywhere, in jobs, in communication, in growth. And I feel like I am missing something important. But this is my reality. This is where I am right now. No fake confidence, no pretending, just the truth. My English is basic. I struggle to speak. I feel shy. I feel afraid, and I feel stuck. But at the same time, I know one thing. This is not the end. This is just my starting point. If you feel the same, if your English is also basic, if you also feel shy, if you also stay silent, then you are not alone. This channel is for people like us. I am starting from zero, and I will share everything I learn, step by step. So if you want to improve your English with me, subscribe to this channel, and let's grow together. One day at a time. One of my biggest problems is this. I cannot express my thoughts in English. In my mind, I have so many ideas. I know what I want to say. I can clearly think in my own language. But when I try to convert those thoughts into English, everything becomes confusing. It feels like there is a wall between my thoughts and my words. Sometimes I form a sentence in my head, but I am not sure if it is correct, so I stop. Other times, I don't even know how to start. I search for words, simple words, but they don't come. And slowly, I give up trying. This becomes even harder when I am around other people, in conversations, especially in groups. Everyone is talking, everyone is sharing ideas, and I am just there, silent, not because I don't understand anything, but because I cannot respond. I listen, I try to follow, but I don't participate, and that feeling, it hurts. It makes me feel left out, like I don't belong there. In meetings, it is even worse. People speak confidently. They share opinions. They explain things clearly. And I sit quietly. Even when I have something valuable to say, I don't say it because I am afraid. Afraid that my English is wrong. Afraid that I will make mistakes. Afraid that people will judge me. So I choose silence again. After the meeting ends, I replay everything in my mind. I think, I should have said this. That was so easy. Why didn't I speak? And that regret, it stays with me. It affects my confidence. It makes me feel like I am not good enough, even for simple sentences. I hesitate. Basic things like, can you repeat that? I don't understand. Let me explain. These are simple, but still, I take time to say them. I think too much. I check every word in my head before speaking. And by the time I am ready, the moment is gone. The conversation has moved forward, and I missed my chance. Again, this hesitation, it slows me down. It makes everything harder. Sometimes people think I don't know anything, but the truth is, I know things. I just can't express them. That is the real problem. Not knowledge, but expression. And when you cannot express, you feel invisible. You feel like your voice doesn't matter. That is the pain. It's not just about English. It's about confidence. It's about presence. It's about being heard. And right now, I struggle with that every single day. But I also know, if I fix this one thing, if I learn to express myself in English, everything can change. There was a moment that changed everything for me. Before that, I was just living with the problem. I knew my English was weak. I knew I was struggling. But I was not doing anything serious about it. I was just adjusting, avoiding conversations, staying silent in meetings, telling myself, it's okay, I will manage somehow. But deep inside, I knew I was not growing. Then one day, something happened. I was in a situation where I really wanted to speak. I had an idea, a good idea. I knew if I shared it, it could make a difference. People were talking. The discussion was going on. And I was ready. At least, I thought I was. I tried to speak, but I stopped. Again. Because I was not confident in my English. I was afraid I would say it wrong. I was afraid people would not understand me. I was afraid of making a mistake, so I stayed quiet. And someone else said almost the same thing, clearly, confidently. And everyone listened. Everyone appreciated it. That moment hit me hard because I knew I had that idea too. But I couldn't express it, not because I didn't know, but because I didn't have the language. And that realization was painful. I felt like I lost an opportunity, not just that one moment, but many moments before that. I started thinking, how many times have I stayed silent? How many ideas have I kept inside? How many opportunities have I missed? Just because of English. And then I understood something very clearly. This is not just about language. This is about my future, my career, my confidence, my growth. If I continue like this, I will always stay behind. Not because I am not capable, but because I cannot communicate. And in today's world, communication is everything. You may have skills. You may have knowledge, but if you cannot express it, people don't see it. That day, I stopped making excuses. I stopped saying, I will learn later. I don't have time. It's too difficult. Because the truth is, Not learning is more painful than learning. Staying stuck is more painful than trying. That was my turning point. I made a decision, a serious decision. I will learn English, not casually, not sometimes, but seriously, even if it feels uncomfortable, even if I make mistakes, even if progress is slow. I will not run away from it anymore, because now I understand the cost of not learning, and I don't want to pay that cost again. I don't want to sit silent when I have something to say. I don't want to miss opportunities that I deserve. I don't want to feel less just because of one skill. That day, something changed inside me. Fear was still there, but now, my reason was stronger than my fear. And that is when my real journey started. So after that moment, I made a clear decision, not a temporary decision, not something I would forget after a few days. A real decision. I decided to start from zero, not from where I wish I was, not from where others are, but from where I truly am. Zero, and for the first time, I accepted it. I stopped pretending. I stopped telling myself, I know a little. I can manage. No, the truth is, I am at the beginning, and that's okay, because every expert was once a beginner. Every fluent speaker started from zero. So why should I be ashamed of it? Instead of feeling bad, I decided to use it as my starting point. A clean start. No pressure to be perfect. No pressure to impress anyone. Just focus on learning. Slowly, honestly, step by step, and along with that, I accepted something else. Mistakes. Earlier, I was afraid of mistakes. I avoided speaking just to avoid being wrong. But now, I see it differently. Mistakes are not my enemy. They are my teachers. If I don't make mistakes, I will never know what is wrong. If I stay silent, I will never improve. So I told myself, from today, I will make mistakes, and I will be okay with it. I will speak. Even if my sentence is not perfect, I will try. Even if I feel nervous, I will learn. Even if I fail again and again, because every mistake is one step forward. Every wrong sentence is practice. Every awkward moment is progress. I also made one more promise to myself. I will not quit, no matter what, even if I feel slow, even if I feel stuck, even if I feel like nothing is improving, I will continue, because I know this journey is not easy. There will be days when I don't feel like practicing. There will be days when I forget what I learned. There will be days when I feel frustrated, but I will still show up, even if it's just for a few minutes, because quitting is the only real failure. If I keep going, I will improve. Maybe slowly, but surely. And I don't need to be perfect. I just need to be consistent. So this is my decision. I am starting from zero. I am accepting my mistakes. And I am not quitting. No matter how long it takes, no matter how difficult it feels. This time, I am serious. This time, I will continue. And this time, I will change. So today was my day one. I didn't try to do anything big. No complicated grammar, no long study hours, no pressure. I kept it simple because I know starting simple is better than not starting at all. The first thing I did was mirror practice. I stood in front of the mirror and looked at myself. At first, it felt strange, a little awkward. I was just standing there, looking at my own face, trying to speak in English. For a few seconds, I didn't say anything. I was just thinking, what should I say? How do I start? But then, I forced myself to begin. Very simple, very basic. Just basic lines like, I am learning every day. I want to improve my English. I will not give up. I didn't try to memorize a lot, just a few sentences, and I focused on speaking them clearly. I repeated them multiple times, sometimes slowly, sometimes a little faster, trying to feel the words, trying to make them natural. At first, they sounded robotic, like I was reading something, but after repeating, again and again, they started to feel easier, more natural, like they were becoming part of me, and that gave me confidence. Just a little, but enough to keep going. After that, I did one more thing. I listened to something in English, not a long lecture, not something difficult, just a simple audio. Even though I didn't understand everything, I still listened because I wanted my ears to get used to the sound of English. At first, it felt like noise, fast words, unknown sounds. But I didn't stop. I kept listening, and I tried to catch even one word, just one, and sometimes I could recognize a word, a familiar word, and that moment felt good. It felt like, okay, I am starting to connect. I didn't expect full understanding. I didn't expect magic. I just focused on exposure, because I know the more I listen, the more I will improve. So that was my day one. Simple, small steps. Today, honestly, was not easy. Even though I kept everything simple, the experience felt very uncomfortable. When I stood in front of the mirror, I didn't feel confident. I felt awkward. It was strange to look at myself and try to speak in a language I am not comfortable with. For a few moments, I just stood there, silent. I knew what I wanted to do, but I couldn't start. It felt like my body was ready, but my mind was holding me back. When I finally spoke, it didn't feel natural. Every word, I was checking it. Is this correct? Am I saying it right? What if I am wrong? Because of this, I couldn't speak freely. Even for very simple sentences, I had to struggle. Sometimes I started a sentence and then stopped because I forgot the next word. It was frustrating. I knew I had practiced that line, but in that moment, my mind went blank. It felt like everything disappeared, and then I had to think again, search for the word again, and try again. This happened many times, and every time it happened, I felt a little more nervous. My heart was beating faster. Even though I was alone, still I felt pressure. It's strange, but even when no one is watching, you can still feel judged. The nervousness was still there, but it was less intense. And I understood something important. Feeling uncomfortable is part of the process. For me, this is new. My brain is not used to this. So of course, it feels difficult. Of course. I forget words. Of course. I feel nervous. That doesn't mean I can't learn. It just means I am at the beginning, and beginnings are always uncomfortable. I also realized forgetting words is normal. It doesn't mean I don't know anything. It just means I need more practice, more repetition, more exposure, and nervousness. It's not a weakness. It's a sign that I care. It's a sign that this matters to me. So instead of fighting these feelings, I decided to accept them. Yes, it felt awkward. Yes, I forgot words. Yes, I was nervous, but still, I showed up, still. I tried, still. I completed my day 1. And for me, that is important, because now I know, even with fear, I can take action. Even with discomfort, I can move forward, and maybe tomorrow, it will feel a little easier, not perfect, but better. And that is enough for now. At the end of today, I realized a few simple things, small learnings, but very important for me. The first thing I understood is this: speaking is more important than thinking. Before today, I used to think a lot. I would try to make perfect sentences in my mind. I would check grammar. I would try to be correct. And because of that, I didn't speak. I was always preparing, but never actually doing it. But today, when I stood in front of the mirror, I saw the truth. Thinking alone is not helping me. No matter how much I think, I will not improve until I speak. Even if my sentence is wrong, even if my grammar is not perfect, speaking gives me practice. Speaking shows me my mistakes. Speaking builds confidence, and thinking only keeps me stuck. So today, I made a small shift. Instead of waiting for perfect sentences, I just started speaking. Simple words, simple lines, even if they were not correct. And that felt different, not perfect, but real. The second thing I learned is this: it's okay to be wrong. Earlier, I was afraid of mistakes. I thought, if I speak wrong English, people will judge me. If I make mistakes, it means I am not good. But today, I saw something clearly. When I made mistakes, nothing bad happened. The world didn't stop. No one laughed, because no one was even there. And even if someone was there, what is the worst that can happen? They may correct me, and that is actually helpful. Mistakes are not failures. They are feedback. They show me what I need to improve. If I never make mistakes, I will never learn. So from today, I am giving myself permission to be wrong, to speak imperfect English, to try, even if I fail, because that is the only way forward. And the third thing I learned is probably the most important. Starting is the hardest part. For so long, I kept thinking about learning English. I watched videos, I planned things, I told myself, I will start tomorrow. But I never started, and today, when I finally took action, I realized the hardest step was not speaking, not learning, not practicing. It was just starting, taking that first step, standing in front of the mirror, opening my mouth, saying the first word. That was the most difficult part. But once I started, it became a little easier. Still not easy, but easier than before. And now I understand. If I can start, I can continue. If I can continue, I can improve. So today's learning is simple. Don't overthink, just speak. Don't fear mistakes. Accept them, and don't wait for the perfect time. Just start, because once you start, everything else slowly follows. This is what I learned today. Small lessons, but powerful, and I will carry them into day 2. Big changes don't happen in one day. Fluency doesn't come in one day. Confidence doesn't come in one day. But day by day, step by step, things start changing. Today is day 1. Very basic, very simple, but necessary. Because without day 1, there is no day 2. And without day 2, there is no progress. So I am not thinking about the end right now. I am not thinking about fluency. I am just focusing on showing up every day, doing something, even if it is small, speaking, even if it is broken, trying, even if it feels hard. Because I believe, if I stay consistent, things will change. Slowly, but surely. And I also know I am not the only one. There are many people who feel the same, who are starting from zero, who feel shy, who feel stuck. And if you are one of them, you are not alone. We are on the same path. If you are also starting from zero, just like me, then this channel is for you. I am not an expert. I am not fluent. I am just learning, step by step, every single day. And I am sharing everything here, the struggles, the mistakes, the small progress, everything. So if you want to improve your English, and you want someone to walk with you on this journey, then subscribe to this channel. Join me. Let's grow together, one day at a time. And if this video helped you even a little, don't forget to like it, because it motivates me to keep going. I will see you in the next video.